Modern scholarship is desperately arguing that it is the Bible that is trying to put all these gods in a bad light and put the God of the Bible in a good light. In fact, when you go on social media today, you will see a lot of scholarship that comes to even argue that the God of the Bible, called El, is not originally who he is claimed to be. Originally, he is God that was worshipped by the Canaanites. He is an idol. They even have his image. Go on social media. So El is one of the Canaanite gods that even has a wife. In fact, there are doctoral dissertations in Old Testament from biblical scholars who are atheists but went to do theology and are become authorities in biblical scholarship that went to dig out so-called the real truth that the Bible hid, that the God of Israel, El, is not original to them. That is you guys deluded, confused, bigoted Christians who don't know any better, that they have deceived and manipulated. Why am I taking this route? The reason is because a new generation is growing up that lives on social media and they are in church and we are ignoring them and they are getting exposures to these materials and they are still with us in church because they are still under their parents, and so it looks like we are okay. And that's why I want to address this issue this morning, because young people are having questions. They are having access to information that were never available previously, and it looks intelligent. It comes with a sense of you are enlightened, you are educated. So these are the truths they have been hiding from us. And the whole idea is Christianity is just a system used to control the poor masses. That the whole idea of these gods wasn't a big deal. It's just a bunch of gods in the pantheon of the gods. Yahweh happens to be one of the gods, like we have several other ancient Near East gods, and they all were fighting for supremacy. But Yahweh is one of those idols, those gods too, who was very ruthless, and he's so jealous. He wants to be the superior among all of them. So he had to fight to dominate and suppress all the others. And he now declared himself to be the only one. Then in view of that, they will even bring verses from the Bible and show you where God introduced himself to Moses. Say, I, the Lord thy God, I am a jealous God. You see. He's so jealous that he wants to be the only one. That there's nothing like evil. No, they are all equally idols, and they all have their own personal interests. Then there is this other El called the Elyon. That is the one that is the Baba of them. He claimed to be the biggest among them. He seems to be the one that supervises all these other ones. And then Yahweh is the bad guy, want to oppress everybody. And so he seems to partner more with the Elyon. The El, they might bring some artifact to show that it existed in Canaanite worship long before Abraham came along to even give birth to children that will become a nation in their fourth generation and all of that. But I'd like to clarify something to you. What tribe are you, sir? What's the name of God in your language?
Ochuwe.
Which tribe is that? Okay, from Ogoja, Ochuwe. What does that mean? Can you translate it directly to English?
Ochuwa there means God Almighty. Okay. And Ochuwe can be God.
Okay, the Ochuwa that existed in your culture as a concept in your belief system, right? And I want to believe it existed long before the missionaries brought the gospel to your people, isn't it? Okay, but in your church practice, when you want to pray to the God of the Bible as a child of God, what name do you use?
You use Ochuwa there.
The Ochuwa there means the most high.
Yes.
The highest. That is the Elyon among the El. Don't laugh. I'm trying to address a very serious issue that may not mean much to you, but will be a big deal for someone that takes scholarship very serious following us online. Thank you, sir. So the game these atheists play on semantics is to say that we have evidence in archaeology that shows that there is an ancient god worshipped by Canaanites with the name El, or there is an ancient god among some ancient Near East tribe that the natives called Yahweh. So if the God of the Bible has this same kind of identity, then he has to be that one. It's just like your original primordial concept of Ochuwe existed long before the gospel came. Now that the gospel have come to your culture, the word used to identify the God of the Bible, did you create a new word for it? You just carry that same and dabbed it, isn't it? Because that's the concept of God in your culture. So imagine someone coming to say, simply because you have your idols that you used to call Ochuwe, and now that you're a Christian, is the same thing, because you are still using the same Ochuwe when you pray to the God of the Bible. That therefore, since it's the same name, it has to be the same person. Are you seeing the game going on here? So that is what they are using scholarship to do now. And there is that strong and desperate effort to give that impression and come from the angle of the intelligentsia to make such claims. So there's actually no big deal there. Nothing like any moral framework. So we don't have the concept of sin in existence, because you can have quite white witch, you can have black witch. You can have good spirit, you can have bad spirit. So throughout human civilization, from ancient antiquity, the Old Testament, and even around the world today, the idea of sin does not exist essentially. It's all about cost and benefit. And any spirit that can come into partnership with you and give you what you want, and you give them what they want, you are good to go.